How do you get rich? Now, I'm sure that you are done watching videos out there which are trying to sell you some sort of course or $997 program or some sort of ebook that they are trying to give you so that eventually you can book a call with them and buy something from them. The truth is, I don't serve beginners and I only work with business owners. That's why I have literally no hidden agenda over here in this video. And my goal is to purely share some value with you, teaching and explaining how do you make money, and especially how do you make money online. Now, why am I credible, or why am I qualified to say this, and why am I speaking to people about this particular topic? Well, it's primarily because last month I was able to actually generate $170,000 in cash collected for my business. Till date, I've generated multiple millions in sales for my business. Again, this is all cash collected. I don't like to speak in terms of revenue. My mission is more people can actually learn about this skill that I'm using in order to make money online and hopefully benefit the economy or something, right? So the thing is, in order to get rich, right, a lot of people have a lot of different kind of misconceptions out there. They try to teach you different kind of complicated strategies, and it's just too much, right? What you must understand, and I wish this was taught to me as like the first lesson in business school, a business is all about, it just has one function, right? It's solving problems, right? Now, if you can simply identify some individuals, right? And please excuse my beautiful handwriting, right? If you can find some group of individuals, right? And you can just go to them and try to find out what exactly is bothering them, you could probably find out a solution for them and eventually find more people and, sell the same thing to them, right? Just to give you an example, back when I started out, I learned that a lot of people were launching a lot of drop shipping stores, and e-commerce was going super hot. And I thought, rather than just launching another drop shipping store myself, why not just go to these e-commerce store owners, try to understand their problems, and then try to give them an appropriate solution that will solve their exact problem, which is to get more customers, right? So I found out back then that a lot of e-commerce store owners were not able to reduce their cost per acquisition when it came to selling direct response via Facebook ads. And that's when I decided to specialize in it and decide to provide that as a service to these individuals. Now, why did I decide to do that? And why did I decide to go, with this particular option? Well, the primary reason is I was in college, right? And I did not have like a warehouse or like some sort of like functionality or a system to actually go and build a product, right? And honestly, that would require a lot of capital. I did not have the time and the bandwidth to actually go about investing so much there. So I decided like I cannot sell products, right? And then there was like this option of doing drop shipping, but again, I did not like the idea of like just taking cheap items from China and then selling it abroad. I just thought that that gives me no differentiation and anybody could just take my business apart overnight, right? So that's something that I did not consider. Now, another option that I did have was to sell SaaS or build some sort of software, right? Unfortunately, that would take like a lot of time and efforts and a lot of money in order to build, right? So, what is something that I could give to these people super fast and make a lot of money? Well, the thing that you can always sell is time, because initially when you're starting out, especially if you do not have a lot of money, you have a lot of time, right, in your hands. And when you do have a lot of time, guess what? You do have the bandwidth in order to exchange that time for money. So what I did is I learned that I have two things. The first one was knowledge, as Ty Lopez likes to put it, right? If you know who he is, right? And then the other thing that I had was I could do like services, because I was skilled at, let's say, running Facebook ads then, right? So I basically approach these e-commerce store owners and I exchange my knowledge, right, with money. These people would then pay me money for actually taking care of their e-commerce stores, right? So similarly, the lesson that I want you to derive out of this is that everybody, imagine this, right? Everybody is stuck in some sort of island, right? and this is another island that they want to go to. Okay, now in this, like over here there's like ocean, right? And there are sharks within this ocean, right? So yeah, let's just say that these are sharks, right? Now over here in this particular island, there's lack of food, right? Lack of water, there's lack of shelter, and people are basically, unhappy, right? And over here, there's like a lot of food, there's social life, everything that this person craves for, right? And this person is over here and they want to go over here, and you come into the picture and you can help them bridge this gap by giving them a step-by-step solution. Maybe step 1 do this, step 2 do this, step 3 do this, step 4 do this, right? You could make a lot of money, right? Now a lot of people can face different kind of challenges. For example, some people could have health issues, right? Now, there's a recent client of ours. She basically talked to her market, and it was basically females who are working professionals. And she realized that a lot of them suffer from issues like PCOS, right? So rather than just saying to everybody that, hey, I will help you out with just, weight loss or just with your health issues, she decided to actually target working females with this particular specific problem, which is called as PCOS cure that she was actually giving, right? I also had a client which was in the wealth industry. So he decided to actually go into digital marketing, right? And what he decided to do is started to enter the niche of dentist, right? And just rather than telling dentists that, hey, I will help you, solve your digital marketing problems, this person realized after talking to these dentists that they had a specific problem, which was that they needed implant patients. Okay, so implant patients is something that these dentists actually needed. Why? Because this was a very lucrative procedure for them. A lot of people would pay decent money for one such procedure, and these dentists would be very happy if they could get 3 to 4 implant patients every month, right? So this digital marketing agency started exclusively telling these dentists that, hey, I will get you implant patients, and as a result help them go from island number 1, where they could not get implant patients on their own, and now they're getting implant patients with their help. Similarly for health, helping out with PCOS, where they are unable to lose weight because of PCOS, and now they are able to lose weight by following the step-by-step procedure, right? This can also work in relationships, right? So one of my clients, right? So he is a dating coach, right? Now a lot of men who struggle, like I think he targets men in IT sector. Maybe they are so involved in their day-to-days, because of which they do not get time to actually go talk to other females, right? And go and on sufficient dates, or maybe they do have approach anxiety or things like that, right? So this person, works on their confidence issues, makes them understand how to approach a female with respect, with courtesy, and make sure that they could actually get out of their comfort zone and eventually find a partner that they dream about and eventually get married, right? So similarly, this individual picked their industry as IT professionals, right? And started helping them out with something very, very specific, which is approach anxiety, so that they could, find the partner of their dreams. Now, over here, right, again, imagine this from an IT professional's point of view who is suffering from, approach anxiety. They are stuck in island number 1, unable to actually solve this problem on their own. They wish to go to island number 2 so that they could get rid of this approach anxiety and then eventually, find the partner of their dreams. So over here is them married and living a happy life, and over here it's them who, being a little bit sad because they are not able to actually find the partner of their dreams, right? So what happens is, if you can take this knowledge or service, right, that you have, and what you can do is you have various options to like actually put this through, right? You could take this knowledge, right? The first thing that you could do is you could like sort of like do it for people. So it's called as done for you, right? This is something that I recommend to most people when you're getting started. So this is what I did. The e-commerce store people that I selected, I basically, started like doing the work for them, started managing the campaign, started running their digital marketing, help them make their Shopify websites and whatnot. And then later on, right, I approach towards like coaching and consulting, which I'll talk about, right? Now, if you do not have skills, right, what I would also recommend is that you do it for free, right? um, Initially, if you do not have enough reps, right, of course nobody's going to pay you money to help them out. So what I would recommend is, let's say you want to get into developing websites, right? Why don't you develop 10 websites, have a great portfolio, and then approach people, right? Work for free, right? Or build some websites for a few people first, and then approach to other people, right? So that's what I would recommend. And then once you have done for people, the next thing you could do is you can start coaching people. Now, why coaching? Because it's a more leverageable way. Because when you're doing it for people again and again consistently, what happens is you reach a cap, and as a result of that you can't scale until you put more labor. More people means entropy will be higher. What entropy is, every organization in my opinion is supposed to eventually uh, fall down, and it takes a lot of power to actually hold it together. So the more people you add into an organization, the higher the entropy and the higher the chances of it falling down. That's why done for you becomes a little bit complicated. Again, I'm not saying it's impossible. There are a lot of successful agencies out there which have scaled this. For me personally, for the next leverageable format was coaching, right? So what I did is, after I was helping out e-commerce store people, I said, okay, you know what, now I'm not going to do it for you. If you want to work with me, I'll coach you in a group together where I'll do Google Hangout meetings and whatnot. And as a result of that, I get to share my knowledge and wisdom with you so that you can get results, right? The third thing that, of course, people can do is you could form a mastermind, or you could do courses as well. Now, this is the most advanced stage that I recommend to most people. Now, primarily the reason for that is because making a course or making a mastermind, like you teaching somebody or you recording videos, for that you need to be like a subject matter expert, and you need to be like really good at delivering the outward to people, helping them go from island one to island number two. And unfortunately, most people are not so good because they tend to teach rather than like do it, right? So because of that, they just do not have like enough repetitions, and then they cannot like look at the whole picture overall and guide the person through all the various kind of challenges out there, right? So until you have like done it for enough people, until you have coached enough people, then only I would recommend that you like package it together into like a physical event or mastermind, or you could do like some sort of course and give people like that. But then also I would recommend one thing: courses alone, like most people do not like to watch videos anymore, so make sure to tie them up with like some one-on-one calls or some group coaching, so that and also some real-time support, so that the value of this whole thing becomes a lot more, because that is what people will really pay money for, right? And of course, if you can tie this up with an awesome community, right, I think the value of what you have to offer will go really really high. Because eventually people are not paying for videos. Once they have consumed the videos, now what, right? They are paying for your support, they are paying for the community, they're paying to be around that environment that actually helps them go from this island number one to island number two, right? So then what you can do is, I would highly recommend, like once you have decided what to sell, right, I would recommend that you price this. And the way I want you to price it is, if possible, above $3,000. If you are in the US or abroad. If in India, at least 35K. And the reason for that is primarily because it's a lot easier to serve less customers and give them better outcomes than to deal with masses and volumes, right? Um, that's just what I believe, because again, you're not selling like some sort of commodity over here. It's not like we are selling this mouse, or we are not selling speakers or whatever, right? That where once the product is delivered, it's delivered, right? For us, it's like a service, right? So when you try to reach out to the masses, the quality that you have in terms of your service actually goes down. And that's why I recommend working with less people but charging them good amount for your valuable advice and services. Then of course you can even charge $70,000 in the US for a mastermind as well, or you can even charge like 16 lakh rupees for masterminds if you're doing in India. It all depends upon the customer that you're trying to serve. But the point is that if you charge premium for your valuable advice and services, just think about this. Let's say your goal is to make $10,000 a month, right? You just need like 3 to 4 clients at $3,000, right? And same, let's say if you want to make 1 lakh a month in India, right? You just need like 3, 4 of these clients, right? And it just becomes a lot easier. And that's what I would highly recommend to anybody watching this video. Right now, if you want to know more about like how do you go about launching these kind of businesses, there's actually a free course on my YouTube channel that you can go check out, which literally shows you how to go about starting one of these businesses, getting leads and converting customers into sales, and then the exact mindset that you require in order to grow one of these businesses, right? So go check out that. It's for absolutely free and hours of free content. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Again, if you like videos like such, don't forget to hit the like button and share this video with your friends who are trying to make it and want to become successful. See you. Bye bye.